Okay, first I'm going to do the background. I put just a tiny little touch of yellow ochre on here so the background's not uber white. You can see it there as I'm mixing. So I'm going to mix all this in, and I don't necessarily want it to be exactly perfect and flat, which it won't be doing it this way unless I pre-mix it. So I'm going to put this in here to get my background. A cream colored background would be nice. And so I'm ready to print that onto my paper, which I have pre-taped down so it registers every single time in the right spot or in the same spot or close to it. Okay. So now I've got a background. It's kind of got a little bit of purple in it and some other marks. It's not a perfect background. I don't really like it, so I'm going to I'll just let it go. Maybe it'll turn out okay. We'll see. So for the next stage, I want to do a little bit of pink on here. So I'm going to do the whole thing with pink. And I'm going to add just a touch of this ochre to warm up that pink so it's not so garish. And definitely going to have to add some more to this, so I will use a lighter pink to add to that so that I end up with kind of this soft pink, which will be mostly in the background. Okay. And it's not mixed perfectly, but I'm okay with that because if it has some other color variation in it, that would be cool. Have to work quickly because this is acrylic. It's a warm day and it dries fast. And I just mostly want a background. I'm going to lift that off. I'm using tea bag paper to lift, to get that off. All the background removed as much as I can. And I have to work fast and just rub it in to get that off of there. And I've got a beautiful print on my tea bag paper. I've got a little extra here in the middle, so we can lift up some of that. And now I'm going to remove my foliage quickly and press it into my paper. And I have to rub it in really good so that it prints onto the printmaking paper. And as you can see, there is the beautiful pink background for the paper. So next layer I will get rid of these thinner weeds, and I will go with some other leaves. I believe this is salva. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I think it's salva. And I could only find 2 leaves or 2 branches of this. So, but I didn't really want that much of the orangey color because I'm going with more of an orangey color next. And I think I will kind of do it like that. So move this aside. Won't be exactly like that. And I'm going to pop in some orange. And I think I will add a little bit of the ochre to it. like I did the other, so that it integrates with the other color. And then maybe some gold, which will kind of make it more of an orangey brown, and that'll make the color more sophisticated, but it'll pop through, I think. And I'm not going to cover the whole page because I just want that section, since I'm trying to basically design on the fly. Putting in the salva here. Get that leaf spread out. Let's try to get these spread out as much as I can. Some will work and some won't. And just pop those in. And now I need to remove a little of that, and I'm just going to use a piece of tea bag paper that I have been using to figure out how to do this. And it's not removing all of it because the paper is still slightly wet. So I will use this piece. Maybe this piece I can use for something else later as a piece of collage, or make a paper bag out of it if I don't like what's left. Getting all that pink off of there, or all that orange off of the outside. So now I'm going to remove the salva, and it's still wet, and come in with the orange. And while that's pressing in there, I'm going to throw this down here on the floor, and I'm going to come in with some dog bane and layer that on. But there you can see the orange that goes on top of that pink, and I think that's beautiful. I love it. And so next I want to do the whole thing, so I'm going to clean my plate to get off any excess orange that's on there. Probably not 100% necessary, but it would be really good to get some of that off, especially where it's kind of square from the paper. Get that off of there. And then the next color I want to come in with is going to be like some blue, dark blue, and a little bit of like a purpley violet, or a red violet, something like that. And so I have the ultramarine blue and a little bit of my violet color, and I'm going to, for the most part, use the dog bane on this, and just really, you can see where I've used this before, and come in here and let that be the dominant dark plant, the way it shows up out there in my backyard. Okay, so let's see. I'd really like for it to be variegated, so I will do the dark here first, that darky purple, and then the lighter ultramarine blue over here. And then I've got another blue. No, I'm not going to throw that blue in. I'm just going to stick with my story here and go with the purple and blue, and I will let them mix a little bit so that the colors are a little bit more sophisticated, but yet I've still got the variegated, going from blue to purple to blue, which I like very much. And I'm thinking maybe this one will turn out. We will see. There we go. Okay, wiping off my brayer. Throwing in the dog bane. I'm using the vein side down to get more of an impression on like that, and like that. And I think it would be terrific to have a piece for up top. But I'm out of dog bane, so I think what I'll do, oh shoot, pull this piece off here. I've got that and that, and I can come in here and I can do that. I'm going to let that hide that. And then with my paper, lift as much of this as I can. A whole bunch of tea bag papers down here. I'm trying to get those off of there. Cleaning off my plate where I don't want it. And I am having to work fast. Get all this into one video. Now I can remove this. And these behind that. I'd like for it to be a tad more refined. So I'll come back in. I'll try and pick up a little bit more. And now time to remove the dog bane. And I will put down this onto the background here. And we will see what it looks like when we peel it off. So I'm going to remove the tape. This paper tears pretty easily, so I always just sort of put the tape on my clothes first so that it picks up some fibers and gets rid of some of the sticky. And then we will peel this off and see what we end up with. All right, and there it is. And now what I can do is I can come back with some ink, pens, and touch it up a little bit in a couple of places to pull that dark forward and play around with it, and I should have a fairly decent print that's very colorful.